not God they are calling in heaven. Just use the my Lord. Eh? So just want my Lord so that you cannot say sir or something. Or just flow with it, right? But you're doing very well. A round of applause for her. You can take your seat. Huh? Take your seat, take your seat. So you guys have done very well. And I must commend Mr. Caleb and your law school lecturers for what they've done so far. So you must learn the courtroom language. You want to ensure that the courtroom language. So Madam in yellow, they have been saying I should call you repeatedly. So many people have what's your name? Your name is what? Do you want to move the motion? Do you want to try? Come and try. Just come and try. I'm giving it to you. Go ahead.
Please, this honorable court. MP Muhammad Esquire, it's my name. My humble appearance is for the my appearance. I think it's we're not the first person. My humble appearance is 3 months applicant. My lord, we have a motion on notice for this honorable court. Dated on the 14th day of August 2023, filed and served on the same day. My lord, the motion is brought pursuant to order 1401 and 2 of the High Court Civil Procedure of the FCT High Court Civil Procedure Rules of the FCT High Court Civil Procedure Rules of the 2018, right? 2018, I noted the inherent jurisdiction of this honorable court. Although the motion prays as follows: an order for interlocutory injunction restraining the defendant respondent from further trespass to the said land claim dispute pending to the determination of the substantive suit before this honorable court. An order for interlocutory injunction restraining the defendant respondent from transferring the said land in dispute by way of deeds, by way of mortgage, deed or lease, pending the determination of the substantive suit before this honorable court, and for such further order or orders as this honorable court may deem fit to make in the circumstance. My lord, attached to the motion on notice is the 7-paragraph affidavit deposed to by one Mary Child, the litigation secretary with the law firm of ABC and Court Chambers. My lord, we rely upon all the proposed paragraphs of the affidavit, particularly paragraph 3, 4, and 5, respectively.
You know, if I was the Council of Legal Education, I would have called out to bar already. But thank you very much. Okay, so I'm running out of time. So your dressing is key. You want to take note of. Your dressing is key. Understand timing, right? And also, I think Mr. Caleb has said it. Don't call yourself barrister. There's nothing like barrister. You're not a barrister. That's barrister Matthew, barrister Mark, barrister Paul. In fact, when you call yourself barrister, it shows that you don't even know who you are. They gave you ESQ. You say it's barrister that you want. No, your name is Mr. or Miss or Mrs. That even gives you. So imagine you go somewhere, you say my name is Miss so and so, and after you have spoken, they now ask you what do you do. You don't say you're a lawyer. It gives you greater respect than for you to shout from the beginning. Everybody, I'm a barrister, I'm a barrister, I'm a barrister. I mean, yeah, we can do better, right? Are we together? Are we learning? Are we learning? Okay. Next is documentation. You want to ensure that you are documenting everything you are doing for every client. Ensure you document everything. Right now that you have the opportunity of having e-copies, have an e-copy. Number one, respect yourself. Number two, number two, respect courts. Number three, respect everybody. Some of the greatest deals, and everybody will tell you this. Some of the greatest deals that I have gotten is because of I greeted somebody. Sometimes good morning, sometimes good night. Respect, and it's just the basic thing. Let me tell you this, right? Some people here, your biggest client is in this place right now. Your biggest client is among your fellow colleagues here. So if you haven't treated that person with respect, that person cannot call you tomorrow to join. So remember, respect. How many times? Respect one, respect. Okay. Three last things. You must read. You must read. You must read. You must read. Three times. You must read. You must read. You must read. That is the only way you can win in this law practice. Reading, and more reading. Read law reports, read law books, read articles. It is so important that you read. Next, write articles. That is how people will know you. You've not written anything and you want them to say that you're an expert in a field. How can you be an expert or be knowledgeable or someone that has that I can give a job to when I'm not seeing one article that you have written? You've not written an article on the most basic of things. So start writing articles. Thank God that you have Madam Bridget. Mr. Caleb, clap for Mr. Caleb. If I were you, I would go and hold Mrs. Bridget, hold her leg, and say, Madam, publish my article. Publish my article. Because you don't know how, she has a very wide reach, right? And you want to ensure that lawyers read what you have written, and non-lawyers also read what you have written. So how do you leverage on it? Because by your status alone, how many people do you have in your status? 200, 300, right? Or even 100. If you remove the people that you have blocked from viewing your status, how many people do you have left? Like 100 or 50. So right, you want to ensure that you have someone that has a greater outreach than yourself. So write articles, read articles, and also ask questions. You see people that have gone ahead of you, ask them questions like, Bros, this motion, this affidavit, am I supposed to attach an exhibit to this affidavit? Or should I wait for when I'm filing a further and better affidavit and attach it to it? You need to ensure that you ask questions because that is the only way you will grow in the profession. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the very best in this profession, and I pray that I will look forward to calling you my learned friends. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. But you know our custom now. You know our custom now. Eh? But wait, let me try this thing. I want to try this before I give you what's... Okay, now, quick one. Is it compulsory? Since you guys refuse to ask questions, let me ask. Must you address the my lord in English language? Can you use pidgin? My lord, how far now? My name now, Bright. If it pleased you, I want to address this motion. Say that tenant, say that compound. You know, go fly.
So, do you know, funny enough, right? As funny as it seems, imagine if in local communities they create such courts that attend people that can't afford to speak normal English, right? And they have like maybe an interpreter for the judge, or the judge is someone that understands such pidgin languages. So imagine that you do an article on it. So let me challenge somebody here. Do an article on the promotion of a non-English court in Nigeria. Do an article on it. Send it to Mr. Caleb. Right? Eh? But they speak pidgin English or they speak Hausa. They speak Hausa. Fools. You can see. So it means that it exists. But imagine that you now do an article citing the existence of such courts and advising that such courts now come to the mainstream. Do you get? So now that you now be an expert, you now be someone that is knowledgeable in the area of law, courtroom practice that is without or devoid of English. Are we learning? So have we learned something? So who will do the article? All of you don't like writing articles. You must write. Right. So just think about it. So think about, no matter how crazy the idea is, write it. 2 pages, 3 pages. Write it. Have it published, and you see how people will come to knowing you and patronizing you. Have we learned? All right, thank you.
Okay, I think there's still another question for you.
Yes, actually have two. One of my questions is the way we know the system to be now. We feel like, I personally feel like it can be better in the archaic way of judges writing. How can you, as a litigator in the legal space, advocate for better systems? That's one. And then for my second question is concerning articles. How do you reach out to people like influential people like Ms. Bridget that you mentioned to be able to publish your articles? So I guess these are my questions.
So now, because of how the system is framed, right? You just start writing first. Then you can address your letters. You can write an article, address your letter to the chief judge of wherever you're based. You can address it to a senior lawyer. Copy them if you have their emails. Copy them their emails. Change does not happen immediately, right? Now, it's as simple as if we keep dropping water on a rocky surface, immediately we will not see that the rocky surface is giving in, but give it time. And that's what a lot of us don't have the patience for, right? That time for it to happen. But it's going to happen. I already know someone that is already developing a software where judges will no longer writing with longer hands. So Federal High Court already has that system where they have stenographers that write for them, right? So, and we're also going to get to a system where the judges don't need to write at all. They just have systems and they'll be developed enough to want to use those systems to write what's happening in the court. So we're going to get there. It might not be now, but it might be you when you get to the bench that will now create that change. Now, like I said, for people to publish an article, that's why you have Mrs. Bridget with you today. If you go without holding her leg, then don't blame me. So hold me with Bridget. Mina was here earlier. Mina also publishes articles. You can also say, Mina, okay, I have this article. Please, can you help me publish it? Mr. Ojewada is a popular man. If you just tell him that you want your article on Sun newspaper or Punch newspaper or any newspaper, he'll get it done for you. So you have people, resource persons that are here with you today. Am I wrong, sir? Is my Oga? You have resource persons here today that can help you do whatever you want to do. But the question is, are you willing to take that first step of writing the article? Up to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sorry. I need to correct this impression. Please, the pitching thing is my idea. I therefore pattern it here, right now. Any lawyer who decides to write an article on pigeon, I'll collect money. Okay, real quick. Sorry, can I get Mr. Barnabas up here, please? Mr. Barnabas, I need you again. Please put your hands together for Mr. Barnabas. Thank you, sir. I really enjoyed your teaching. I'm not a lawyer, but I learned a lot. Okay? And I think I'm going to do an article so that any lawyer that will not do it, I know there is something called intellectual, you pick from me as a non-lawyer. Right? I can do that now.
Sorry, the hustle lawyer work like this. So my brother and friend, I present this award to you in recognition of your outstanding contribution and invaluable insight shared at the first EXTERNS General Conference. Your expertise and dedication have inspired aspiring lawyers and shaped the future of legal expertise. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's moving on. But seriously, this thing is giving me ideas for law school. Oh. Is there a way I could just skip the 4 years in the university and just do a postgraduate? 5 years. Now I'll go to the UK. It's 3 years there. It's 3 years there. I'll come back and do 2 years. So 5 years. Sorry, why don't you guys do postgraduate now? So I'll do PGD, then I'll go to law school. Okay, now moving on, I have someone. Okay, she's been smiling all through. But it's not easy. I know she had to clear a busy schedule to be here today. Okay, Mr. Babayemi spoke about her. She's a publisher. She owns her own law firm, Flawless, like herself. She is flawless in everything she does. Okay. when it comes to one of the few women in the legal practitioner that has made a name for themselves, she's one of those you can actually count out. Her write-up, Barrister NG, is known worldwide. You need to put up your article. She is the first person that comes to mind. You want to get known in the Nigerian legal sphere, she is the first person that comes to mind. But don't listen to me. I might not really know what I'm saying. I might actually be rambling. Why not just watch what's on the screen? And if you're convinced, you stand up, you jump, you clap, you dance before she come up here. Sam, are you ready?
Bridget Edokwe, Esquire, is a highly accomplished Nigerian lawyer and the publisher of BarristerNG.com, a premium law and politics news blog that covers legal developments and issues in Nigeria and beyond. She's also a founding partner of Flawless Solicitors, FLP, an Abuja-based law firm that provides a comprehensive range of legal services to individuals, businesses, and organizations. Hailing from Ineri Town in Ineri North Local Government Area of Anambra State, Bridget Edokwe was called to the Nigerian bar in February 2012 and has since established a successful career in private law practice. She brings a wealth of experience in various areas of law, including litigation, arbitration, corporate law, intellectual property, human rights, and family law. Her passion lies in promoting the rule of law, access to justice, and gender equality within the legal profession and society at large. Bridget Edokwe's unwavering commitment to her clients, as well as her tireless dedication to her law blog, has earned her a reputation as a formidable presence in the Nigerian legal profession. As a private litigator, she boasts a proven track record of achieving favorable outcomes for her clients in courts. As a law and politics news blogger, she delivers relevant legal and political news to Nigerian lawyers and the legal community on a daily basis, keeping them informed and engaged. She holds membership in esteemed professional organizations, including the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA Abuja, the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA Abuja Branch, Unity Bar, the Eastern Bar Forum, EBF, and the Otuoko Iwo Abuja. Bridget has actively participated in numerous trainings, workshops, and conferences on various legal topics and skills. Her expertise and contribution have led her to serve on several committees within these professional bodies. Bridget Edokwe is deeply committed to advancing the interests and welfare of lawyers and the public through her blog and law firm. She is recognized as a visionary leader and a diligent legal practitioner. Aside her professional pursuits, Bridget is married with children and finds joy in reading and blogging. Please make welcome our speaker, Bridget Edokwe.
Please, like I said, if you're convinced, why not stand up and put your hands together for Mrs. Bridget Edokwe.
Good afternoon, all. I stand on the existing protocol. Yeleba, I'm humble. That's all I can say. When other speakers were when they were making their points, I was saying to myself, I wouldn't say I'm a bit jealous. Let me equally appreciate God for them. Because the truth is that what they are having now, the opportunity that they have, we never had such. And I thank you for giving them this opportunity. And just like my friend said, don't worry. As long as Barrister NG is concerned, you have your articles published free of charge. I won't say much, but I will start by making some comments with what Prada said before she left. After this place, what you're going to see is a whole new space, bigger than what you are seeing now. Law school is just a tip of what you will witness. Out there, you will meet the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll give you an example of what happened to me in court one day. You know, The last speaker made mention of exploiting the opportunity of serving in an environment during your service year. Is very important. I had that luck. But I will give you an example of what happened to me. I remember my second time in court. The first time was with my principal. The second time I was alone as a youth corper. I remember when the lawyer that was supposed to go for that matter fell sick and I was left alone. My first question was, how am I going to deal with this? This is my second appearance in court and you're asking me to carry the file alone. Even the head of chamber was speaking on my behalf and the principal said, allow her, let her go, she will figure it out. If you have such principal, it's a good one because you will figure it out. Then my problem started with me heading to court, only to find out that the lawyer on the other side is a senior advocate. Second time in court. I said, what have I landed myself into? But the word confidence, I said, let's see what will happen. That gets me to where I'm saying you will meet the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't go out so you know it. Do you know why I said this? Some people go out with the mindset of, I'm going to court only to go and take dates. You might meet more than that. I've been in court on many occasions and the judge will say, as long as you have the file, in fact, that is what is obtainable now. So prepare your mind. I don't belong to the school of thought that tell you, the judge will be lenient. You might end up meeting a judge that will tell you, deal with that matter. As long as you've appeared, you must go on. Caleb, I don't know if you have seen such, if you have met such in court. Even as a youth, I don't know if you have seen such, if you have met such in court. Even as a young weak, the judge will tell you, are you not with the file? Were you not supposed to prepare? That comes with the point I want to make before I go into the paper. Preparation. As a lawyer, even now, you're about to write your exams. Even if you have not been reading, this is an opportunity for you to exploit the opportunity of easy read. Study, study, study. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve with past questions. You go very far. What you cannot cover with reading the textbooks. And I recommend easy read because it's good to know the outcome and the answer of a particular question you see. Because you might end up labeling the infertility. You might start with reading a question. And at the end of the day, for a question that you don't know any answer to that particular question, and you set out, you open the answer section, like some of us did then. The problem we had then was, you might end up solving the past question at the end of the day. The answer that was stated there is wrong. And which is obtainable. That's the difference in you picking the right past question. And I'm not saying this for today. You can equally help a colleague. You can equally help another young lawyer that you will mentor tomorrow. Why am I saying this? Today we are here. I didn't have this opportunity. That's the simple truth. Because when you look at what is obtainable in the system now, nobody will tell you that you need to diversify. The speakers have said a whole lot about it. I don't want to go back on it. But I equally don't need to go much on the issue of overview of Nigerian law school, because I believe that we are already here and we know what we are here for. The question is, what am I expected of as a student? I don't know if anybody can give me that answer. As a student, what am I expected? Any answer? It's a well-known fact that Nigerian law school started in 1962. That the idea of Nigerian law school is to train lawyers. I don't want to go to that place. I want to bring the idea of what lawyers, what aspiring lawyers, what is the system expecting from you? Any answer? What am I expected as a student preparing to become a lawyer? What am I expected to do? Go on.
Okay, basically, the essence of law school, to my own understanding, is to, aside from the, what they call it in the university now, okay, in the university, let me start from there. We were actually taught the substantial part of law, what it entails, what law is, where to find it, and how to use it. Now, the law school's own is the procedural aspect, kind of telling us, okay, you have known the law, now you need to apply it, you know, to certain aspects of whatever comes your way as a lawyer, you know. So the essence of law school is basically for aspirants to the bar to be able to understand the nitty-gritties of this law, to understand what to expect when we get to courtrooms, how to present ourselves as lawyers, how to exhibit the ethics that we have been taught in law school, how to bring it out to the open. That's what I understand.
Nice answer. You know why I asked that question? Some law students in school have the mindset that they don't need to read, they don't need to attend classes. I have a classmate then in school. During group classes, I believe some of you do group reading. During those periods, she would say it's not for me. But the truth is that if you check the percentage of law students that engage in group reading, they tend to achieve more. Reason being, let's take for instance, you brought out 4 topics and you are 8 in number. You share the topics amongst the 8 of you. 2 persons to each topic. All you have to do is analyze the whole topics, come out at the end of the day and give us both sides, the negative part of it, and all the 8 students must have achieved 4 topics at a go. Unlike when you set out to read on your own. But some people do not believe that group read, simply because in some cases the people involved